Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, devotees, today we will read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad. Haribol. Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti. Text 21. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the censers. Very beautiful verse. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord, being thus unapproachable by any material assets, out of unbounded and causeless mercy, descends on the earth as he is, in order to show his special mercy upon his unalloyed devotees, and to diminish the upsurges of the demoniac persons. Queen Kunti specifically adores the incarnation or descent of Lord Krishna above all other incarnations, because in this particular incarnation he is more approachable. In the Ram incarnation, he remained a king's son from his very childhood. But in the incarnation of Krishna, although he was the son of a king, he at once left the shelter of his real father and mother, King Vasudeva and Queen Devaki, just after his appearance, and went to the lap of Yashoda Mai to play the part of an ordinary cowherd boy in the blessed Vrajabhumi, which is very sanctified because of his childhood pastimes. Therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Ram. He was undoubtedly very kind to Kunti's brother Vasudeva and the family. Had he not become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, Queen Kunti could not claim him to be her nephew, and thus address Krishna in parental affection. But Nanda and Yashoda are more fortunate, because they could relish the Lord's childhood pastimes, which are more attractive than all other pastimes. There is no parallel to his childhood pastimes as exhibited at Vrajabhumi, which are the prototypes of his eternal affairs in the original Krishna Loka, described as the Chintamani Dham in the Brahma Samhita. Lord Sri Krishna descended himself at Vrajabhumi with all his transcendental entourage and paraphernalia. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore confirmed that no one is as fortunate as the residents of Vrajabhumi, and specifically the cowherd girls, who dedicated their everything for the satisfaction of the Lord. His pastimes with Nanda and Yashoda, and his pastimes with the cowherd men, and especially with the cowherd boys and the cows, have caused him to be known as Govinda. Lord Krishna, as Govinda, is more inclined to the Brahmins and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. Lord Krishna is never satisfied where these are lacking. I will read the verse again. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has become the son of Vasudeva, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the censers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Birthday Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shrindavadi Bhaskacharya Shkarne Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees. We hope you're all happy today in Krishna consciousness. Are you happy, Janavi? Good. Good girl. This is a very beautiful verse. This is Queen Kunti, who's very special devotee with a very deep, loving relationship with Krishna. There is great affection and great concern in her heart how to please Krishna, and she is appreciating how wonderful is Krishna. This is Queen Kunti, very special devotee, and as a result, her prayers in this chapter, her prayers are included first of all in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is very rare. So many people make so many prayers. Not many of them are included in Srimad Bhagavatam, but Queen Kunti's prayers are. So, her prayers are there along with prayers by Lord Shiva, along with prayers by Lord Brahma, Narada Muni, Prahlad Maharaj, and the gopis. So this is the company she is in amongst the devotees. She is not some ordinary person, or even, so to speak, an ordinary devotee. She's very, very outstanding, amazing devotee. So here, Queen Kunti makes some interesting points which Prabhupada elaborates on and clarifies in the purport. Krishna has special position. Srila Prabhupada gives the example of Lord Ram. Lord Ram, he was born as a king, or the son of a king. Krishna was born as the son of a king, sort of, more or less, king of the cowherds. But Lord Ram remained in that position as a prince, royal position, whereas Krishna, he accepted the position of a regular cowherd boy. As a cowherd boy, he's just playing with the other cowherds, and like he's an ordinary person. But the son of a king, oh, yes. You know, of course here in Mauritius we don't have a king. Maybe we have Queen Elizabeth to some degree, perhaps, I don't know. But there's no king of Mauritius these days. But in England they have Queen Elizabeth, and she has her children, and they have their children. And you cannot approach Queen Elizabeth or Prince Charles. You cannot just approach them and say, hello, how are you? Qui mania? Qui arrive? You cannot just approach them in a friendly way. You would have to try to make an appointment. And even you try to make an appointment, probably you'll not be able to see them. I know our devotees go once a year to Buckingham Palace. The Queen has a special afternoon tea party for religious leaders. And some devotees go. And they manage to meet her. She comes around, shakes hands with everyone. So they meet her for 5 seconds. And it's just a formality. And then she's gone to the next one. And of course, it's better than nothing. But still, there's no real question of a relationship. And getting to know each other and having exchanges and there being some real warmth or closeness in the relationship. But Krishna was different. Lord Ram was in that sort of position, royalty. But Krishna was different. He was playing around with the other cowherd boys, just in a very informal way. And they're just friends. And even it's stated, I don't know if it's in the Bhagavatam or where exactly, but one of our literatures, it's stated that the cowherd boys, sometimes they say to Krishna, hey you, what sort of big man do you think you are? In other words, we're not worried about you. So like this, Krishna is much more approachable than Lord Ram or even Lord Nrsingadev. Lord Nrsingadev. Lord Nrsingadev, of course, he cares. He cares for the devotees very, very much. But still, to have like a close personal relationship, it's very difficult. When he killed Hiranyakashipu, even the demigods, even his own wife, Lakshmi, was not willing to approach him. Even his own wife. So they pushed Prahlad forward. Here, you go and approach him. And of course, he was very nice to Prahlad. But still, you must know, when a person's wife cannot approach him very easily, he may not be an easy person to deal with. So Lord Krishna has this special position. And why is Krishna approachable and easy, much easier to develop a relationship and interact with and so on? That is because, Prabhupada explains here, that Krishna is more merciful. He is actually, therefore, Lord Krishna is more merciful than Lord Ram. Actually, they are the same person. They're not two people. And all the many forms of the Lord, there's so many. They're all one person, they're not many people. But still, despite that, Krishna in his original form as Krishna is more approachable and much more approachable than he is in his other forms. Because his other forms means his other moods. His other moods. Different emotions, different attitudes. Yes, so therefore, different ways of interacting. So Krishna is special then, even amongst the many forms of the Lord. For example, just an example. Lord Ram killed Ravana. But Ravana had to take birth again as Shishupal. Then Krishna killed Shishupal, and Shishupal was liberated. So you see, Lord Nrsingadev killed Hiranyakashipu, who then became Shishupal, who then became Ravana, who then became Shishupal, and it was only when Krishna killed him that he was liberated. The other times, no. No. So in different ways we can appreciate the mercy of Krishna, the power of Krishna. In the story of Shakat Asura, there's a very interesting explanation of the power of Krishna compared to the power of other forms of himself, and particularly Lord Nrsingadev, who's very extremely powerful. So in that pastime with Shakat Asura, Krishna was 3 months old, and they were having a ceremony to celebrate Krishna's first being taken outside the house. See how rich is Vedic culture. When the child first goes out after about 3 months, they have a ceremony, a festival. Oh yes. So they had a big festival, and there's very nice painting in 10th Canto Srimad Bhagavatam. All the ladies are there, there's a big bowl, the Brahmins are at the back, and Mother Yashoda and another lady, they're holding Krishna and bathing him with milk. Milk and yogurt and honey and ghee and sugar water. So following the ceremony, when everyone was taking prasadam and relaxing a little, Mother Yashoda had to attend to the guests and speak to everyone and thank everyone for coming and so on. And she was carrying Krishna around while doing this, but she was finding Krishna to be very heavy, so she put him down in the courtyard under a cart which was filled with big pots, like super food for life pots. When you have to feed 1,000 people, 2,000, 3,000, those pots. And it takes quite a number of people to lift one of them. So she put Krishna under that cart and then went to deal with the guests and friends and relatives. Krishna, though, was not very happy about being left just sort of abandoned by his mother. We all know how children feel about things like that. So Krishna became angry and started waving his little 3-month-old legs around, and one of his feet touched the cart. But the impact was so great, the cart, you could say, exploded. And these big pots went flying through the air and smashing and crashing. And the whole pot just, the whole cart, wheels went this way, the body went in different ways, and the whole thing was upside down and just destroyed. So everyone heard the great noise. Everyone came out to see what's happening. And there's Krishna lying in the middle of this wreckage where there had been this big cart with all this big paraphernalia on it. And the adults asked some of the children who had been there when it happened. They asked them what happened. And the children, in a very sort of straightforward way, this is what happened. Children said, well, Krishna kicked the cart exploded, there you are. It was Krishna. And Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and the adults, they all said, what? Krishna, him, he can't even crawl, let alone stand up, let alone run and kick things. So no, tell us what happened. Tell the truth. And the children said, we told you. Krishna killed the cart. There, see? So that the adults couldn't accept it. But anyway, eventually they just sort of said, oh, well, whatever. And they carried on. So anyway, we were saying that there's very nice explanation or some comment made by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in regards to the power of Krishna in this particular situation. So what he says is that, well, because on the cart, hiding, was this demon, Shakatasura. And when Krishna killed the cart, everything went flying, including the demon, and he was killed. Okay. So, Hare Krishna Prisha. Just say Hare Krishna, it's okay. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur makes a very nice comment that Krishna, now here he is. He's a 3-month-old boy, he can't even crawl, let alone stand up, let alone walk, let alone really do anything, active. He's lying there, that's it. But still, Krishna, as a 3-month-old child, just flapping his leg around one time, destroyed everything and killed the demon. Whereas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur makes the point, whereas in the form of Lord Nrsingadev, in order to kill Hiranyakashipu, Lord Nrsingadev had to have big battle and chase him this way and that, and he grabbed hold of him, and Hiranyakashipu escaped and eventually killed him. Or Lord Ram. Lord Ram, to kill Ravana. Oh, what a story. He had to get a whole army together. They had to cross to Lanka. Then they had to battle for days. And eventually he killed Ravana. But that, it was a big thing. But now here, Krishna, 3 months old, not even fully developed at all. He's just lying there, and one little flap of his foot, and the demon is killed. So you see, Krishna is much more powerful than even Lord Nrsimhadev or Lord Ram. There is a very nice way of explaining it. So Mother Kunti, Queen Kunti, is celebrating how wonderful is Krishna. He's just so wonderful. And so those who get the mercy of Krishna, they are more fortunate than those who get the mercy of any other form of the Lord. Because Krishna is more merciful, a lot more merciful. Those who get the mercy of Krishna are more fortunate. Yes, it's very special situation. With Krishna, you can do so many things. You can dance with Krishna. You can dance with him in the rasa dance. You can't dance in the rasa dance with Lord Nrsimhadev. Krishna may give you a nice garland, Mahagala. Do you want one of Lord Nrsimhadev's Mahagala? The intestines of Hiranyakashipu. And Lord Ram, he has taken Eka Patni Vrata, the vow of having only one wife. But not Krishna. So Krishna, you can dance with Krishna even you're not his wife. You see? And there's nothing wrong with it, as people may think. It's very wonderful. But still, you can do it with Krishna. But you cannot do it with Lord Ram. He'll refuse you and say, I only dance with Sita. Yeah. So Krishna's more merciful. And so Queen Kunti glorifies him in different ways. He was merciful to Vasudeva, to Devaki, Nanda Maharaj, the other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and to the cows, Govindai. He was merciful to the cows. This is a very important point, and Prabhupada mentions it in the purport. Lord Krishna as Govinda is more inclined to the Brahmins and the cows, indicating thereby that human prosperity depends more on these two items, namely Brahminical culture and cow protection. So Krishna is very kind to the cows. Govinda, this is what Govinda means. Indra is like a slightly abbreviated form of the word Indra. And Indra means king. We talk about Lord Indra, but it's his title. It's not his name. The current Indra, if I remember correctly, his name is Purandara. Either the current one or the next one. So yeah, Lord Indra, it's like saying Lord King. So Krishna is Govinda, and Go means the cows and the censers. So he's Govinda, means the Lord, the King of the cows. He's especially merciful to the cows. And you know, Gauranga, It's okay. How old's Gauranga?
He's much better, Maharaj.
How old?
How old? He's 2 years old.
2.
Yes.
When will he be 3?
So this year, 3rd of November.
Oh, November, that's right.
Yes.
So when Gauranga, when Krishna turned 3 on the Janmashtami, you know Janmashtami, it's sort of August, September, something like that. So Krishna turned 3. On the Gopastami, following his birthday, Gopastami is the 2nd Astami in Kartik. So it means it's sort of usually maybe November, like that. So birthday, August, September, Gopastami in approximately November. On that Gopastami, Krishna's maybe 3 years and 2 months, or perhaps 3 years and 3 months at the most, like that. Krishna approached Nanda Maharaj and told Nanda Maharaj, "Right, Peter, right, Papa, right. I have decided I want to take the cows out myself, on my own, with my friends." And Nanda Maharaj said, "What? You're only 3 years old." And Mother Yashoda said, "What? Take the cows out? Now the cows are like that, and you're 3 years old, you're like this. You're about Gauranga's size. So how can you take the cows out? How could you herd the cows? They won't even be able to see you." So, you know, what to speak of the fact that Mother Yashoda did not want Krishna to leave her. Up to that point, Krishna had been at home the whole time. Now he's saying he wants to go out every day for some hours. So Mother Yashoda was feeling, oh no, I don't think I would survive the separation. So Krishna said like that, and they, Nanda and Yashoda, they were saying, "You can't take the cows, they're too big. What if one of them steps on your foot? You know, you're too small." So there was some negotiation, and Krishna said, "Right, I will take the baby cows, the calves." And you know what it's like in negotiations. You have to be very careful what you say. Nanda and Yashoda, they had said that, "Listen, Krishna, when you're big enough, you can take the cows because they're too big." So Krishna, a skillful negotiator, said, "Well, then I will take the small cows. I am small. I will take the small cows. That will be all right." And they couldn't really say much. So they agreed. So they had a big festival. Krishna's taking up the family occupation for the first time. It's a wonderful occasion. So they had a big festival, and everybody came, and people gave Krishna gifts to help with the cow herding or calf herding. Someone gave him a stick for herding the calves. Someone gave him a rope for tying the calves if necessary. Someone gave him a buffalo horn if he needed to call the calves. And Krishna was given his first flute on that Gopastami, just after he turned 3. So everyone's giving Krishna all these things, and Krishna's happy and everyone's happy. And then Mother Yashoda came. Mother Yashoda came, and she had her gift for Krishna. It was a very beautiful pair of little shoes. You know these little shoes you get in India? They have a pointy toe and turned up toe, and sometimes they're decorated. You know these very traditional shoes. So she came to Krishna and said, here, look, you're going to go out into the forest climbing on the hills. There are many rocks and thorns. You wear these shoes. And she gave an umbrella, decorative umbrella, with a servant to carry it. And said, you're going to be out in the sun all day, and sometimes it rains, so this will help you. And you know what Krishna said? Krishna said, no, I will not take these things unless you provide 4 shoes for each calf and a servant with an umbrella for each calf, because I will not take anything better than the cows. And there were 900,000 cows, so it means 3.6 million shoes. And Krishna said, no, I will not take these things. And Mother Yashoda said, listen, Krishna, they're just animals. It's okay. They don't need these things. So you take them, because you're human. You need these things. And Krishna said, no, I will not take anything better than the cows, because the cows are our religion. The cows are our life. How can we take something better than the cow? So, he didn't take those things, he took the other things. Didn't take the shoes or the umbrella. And Krishna went herding the cows, the calves, and like this we see, the cows are very dear to Krishna. And in order for us to become dear to Krishna, we should also look after the cows. This, you know, that's quite a big subject. But actually it's part of the program that Srila Prabhupada gave us. So yes, Krishna's very merciful. He's very kind to the devotees. He's very kind to the cows. And Krishna, he's just an amazing personality. And he has so many features of personality which other forms of himself do not have. Like how he interacts with Mother Yashoda. One day, Krishna was being naughty. Are your children ever naughty? Prisha, are you ever naughty? Are you sure? Gauranga, are you ever naughty?
Gauranga? Yes, no.
Krishna Kripa, are you ever naughty? Anyway, this is one of the occupational duties of a child, being naughty. They have to do it, otherwise they're not doing their duty. So one day Krishna was being naughty, and Mother Yashoda was trying to correct him, but he was not responding. He was just continuing to be naughty, and Mother Yashoda was a little concerned and frustrated. And then she decided, I know what I'll do. I will frighten Krishna. I will make up some imaginary, frightening personality, and in this way frighten him to be good. So she caught hold of Krishna and said, listen, Krishna, you better be good. You know, you must be careful. You have to be careful. Because if you are not good much longer, then the howl will come and get you. Krishna said, the what? The howl. What's a howl? I never heard of a howl. And Mother Yashoda said, oh, yes. Oh, the howl. He has 3 eyes and long claws. And he loves eating naughty little boys. And girls, Krishna, so be careful. And Krishna said, really? Wow. Whoa. Thanks for telling me. And Krishna was very good. Krishna was very good for about 15 minutes. And then he started becoming naughty again. So after a little while, Mother Yashoda said, hey Krishna, wait a minute. You forgot. You've got to be very careful. If you're not good, the howl will come and get you. He has long fangs and long hair. And he loves eating naughty little boys. And Krishna was shocked again. Oh no, and he was very good for another 5 minutes. And then Krishna went outside. Mother Yashoda's carrying on. Inside, suddenly Krishna came running in. Mata! Mata! The howl's coming! And Mother Yashoda thought, what? The howl? There is no howl. I just made up the howl just to frighten him. So she said, okay, Krishna, it's all right. Don't worry. There's no howl. It's okay. And Krishna said, no! There is a howl. There's 3 howls. And they're just around the corner. They're coming. And Mother Yashoda felt very bad. I made up these howls. They don't exist. But now my poor little child thinks they exist and I frightened him. Oh, that's terrible. So she told Krishna, listen, Krishna, it's okay. There is no howl. I just made up the howl. So please, it's okay. And Krishna said, no! There's 3 and they're coming. And you know what happened? Around the corner came 3 howls. With long claws, fangs, 3 eyes, long hair, these bizarre creatures. And Mother Yashoda was totally shocked. And you know what she did? She called out, Krishna, help! And Krishna turned the howls into stone. And they're still there. There's a place, Howl Bilal, at Nandagram. You can see the stone howl. So afterwards, Mother Yashoda was just totally bewildered. What is going on? There is no howl. I just made up the howl. It doesn't exist. But suddenly there's a howl. Suddenly there's 3 howls. What's going on? This is crazy. And Krishna said in a very serious way, if my mata says there's a howl, there's a howl. Whatever my mata says is right. So you see, Gauranga and everyone, remember that. You'll do well if you remember that. Whatever your mother says is right. Just take it like that. So these types of pastimes, Krishna has. Lord Nrsimhadev doesn't have pastimes like that. Lord Ram doesn't have pastimes like that. Not like that. Of course he has childhood pastimes, but not like that. And Queen Kunti is celebrating Krishna. He's so special. He's the most special. And therefore I worship him, I adore him. He is my Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any comment or question? Gauranga, comment? Question? Krishna? Yes? Good boy. Oh yes.
And what about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy? First times.
Yeah? Well, yeah, he's even more merciful. Namo Mahavaranyaya. Because he, you know why he's more merciful? Because he's Krishna. He's the same Krishna. So he has the same mercy. But he's Krishna combined with Radharani. So he has her mercy also. And she's very merciful, particularly to the devotees. When she sees someone's trying to serve Krishna, oh, her heart just melts. What a wonderful person. She'll do anything for that person. So this is Lord Chaitanya. Krishna, fully Krishna, with all the mercy, all the beauty, everything, fully. But plus Radharani. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. Lord Chaitanya is none other than Radha and Krishna combined. So therefore Lord Chaitanya is even more merciful. And to the devotees, and particularly, you know, amongst the devotees, to who amongst the devotees? Particularly to those who try to spread his message. Particularly to those who try to spread Krishna consciousness. Just like today at what time? 10. Till 11, is it? Or?
Yeah, 1 hour.
1 hour? So Mataji Kavita has organized a preaching program in the school. So some number of the students there, they're going to hear something about Krishna consciousness. She's going to get a lot of mercy from Lord Chaitanya. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Because if you make that effort to give others Krishna consciousness, and if you make arrangements so others get Krishna consciousness, then Lord Chaitanya looks at you and Lord Chaitanya thinks, what a wonderful devotee. And Lord Chaitanya is so pleased, he just showers his mercy on that devotee. So you see, very good. We should all try to help spread the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.